I am okay with insulting humans. I am okay with insulting insects because humans and insects are basically the same thing. I am not okay with insulting dogs. Not okay with it. Being kind to dogs is racist. I can't even think of a person that I hate more than whoever said that. University professors, yeah, of course they literally couldn't be anything else but a university professor corrupted by the school system or whatever, or dumb enough to be allowed to be our professor, because God forbid we have someone smart teaching our kids. Gwenther has published a book claiming that white supremacy is to blame for non-white people abusing animals. So it's bad enough to say that it's racist, but now you're going to blame and say that when non-white people abuse animals, which actually is true, by the way, that is a fact. Most dog abusers actually are non-white, just so you know. But white people are to blame for it. Let's lay down the facts and find out who's actually to blame. Arrow magazine report, I don't even care. She claims that dogs are being killed because of capitalism, anthroparchy, whatever the hell that is, white supremacy, and patriarchy. She argues that allowing... I'm going to say it. You don't even deserve to be called a fucking human being. She argues that allowing dogs to sleep inside is a privilege reserved for the white and wealthy, and that policies against keeping dogs chained up in backyards are intended to oppress people of color by imposing middle-class norms of animal keeping in which companion animals are considered family and treated accordingly. I'm sorry, I had to actually read that whole sentence at once because I usually stop when there's a wrong statement and then I'll continue, but that whole thing was wrong, so I couldn't find a place to stop. So let's back up a bit. It's a privilege. First of all, even the poorest people who own a home still have a home, so you can bring the dog in the fucking home. And if you really are that poor, you shouldn't be owning a dog to begin with. That's the first problem. Next problem, privilege reserved for the white and wealthy. Now, the other problem is that this author is essentially saying that anybody who's not white is poor, which is a racist claim and also untrue. Then she says that polices against keeping dogs chained up. Wait, am I supposed to support chaining up a dog in the backyard to avoid being called a racist? It's almost as if those abusers who are black or Middle Eastern people or Asian people, it's almost as if those people could simply unchain the dog and bring the dog inside. But no, there are two options. Unchain the dog, stop abusing it and bring it into the home with you, or B, say that it's white people's fault that the black people are putting their dogs in the backyard. You know what? The first option makes too much sense, so we're going to take the second option. That's what I'm hearing from this. And that's the only thing that any normal human being could hear. Chained up in backyards are intended to oppress people of color. How dare you? Like, never mind the fact that you're blaming white people for this, which is stupid. But how dare you abuse dogs and then play the victim of it? Before I continue reading, it's important to note that I have proven time and time again that in the first modern world, since the SJW movement has started, it is white people who are facing most of the oppression. People who, support Black Lives Matter and all this bullshit and don't understand what really goes on because they're brainwashed by the mainstream media and stuff, genuinely believe that white privilege is a thing and black people are oppressed and all this bullshit. But that is not true anymore. And I've given hundreds of examples through hundreds of videos proving this. And this is another one of those examples. This right here, the concept is anti-white. The article is anti-white. Everything about this article is anti-white, like most things are. And the only reason, one of the only reasons why we live in a fucking society that says that white people are evil and black people are the victims of everything is because because of articles like this. This is not the whole reason. It's only one of the reasons. There are so many reasons that are affecting white people, but this is one of them. And the reason, to put it into perspective, is when black people do something wrong, we call them the victims. And that gets into the brains of stupid people and they believe it. Oppress people of color by imposing middle-class norms of animal keeping in which companion animals are considered family and treated accordingly. It is white privilege to treat your dog as part of the family. You do realize this is not something that is like a law, right? There's no law saying, black people, you cannot treat your dog as family. White people, you must treat your dogs as family. That's not a law. That's a choice. So when black people choose to not make their dogs part of the family, that's not white people's fault. It's your fault. Stop abusing your dogs or stop adopting a dog, you fucking pieces of shit. I could spit all over my fucking computer. Fucking pieces of fucking shit. Fucking pieces of shit. This is not even just about the fact that they're blaming white people, which pisses me off a lot. It's about abusing dogs. Just in general, abusing dogs. The fact that, it's mostly white people who are nice to dogs. Yeah, you're damn right. I even remember talking to multiple black people online when I'm debating shit like Black Lives Matter, and they have said to me, as if it's wrong or something, why do white people love their dogs so much? Why do white people love their dogs so much? I don't know. Maybe it's because we have kind hearts. Maybe it's because dogs are friendly and loyal and loving and caring and compassionate and everything positive that humans don't have. Maybe that's why we love dogs so much, because humans fucking suck. And no, my comment right now is not meant to be anti-black. It's meant to be anti the people who abuse dogs, which apparently is statistically mostly people of color. That was not my choice to say that. That's apparently what the facts are. So I have to go by it. I'm not being anti-black by saying that. I'm just being anti-dog abuse. But apparently, I'll be racist for it, right? Fucking bastards. Which ignore the fact that people of color are themselves trapped in poverty. Many have few options for legitimate income generation and possibly rely on their dogs for status. And two more problems to finish off that paragraph. Number one, if you can't afford a dog because you're in poverty, don't fucking get one. And lastly, you use your dog for status. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. I hate you. What I do like, though, is that the remainder of this article is actually debunking her stupid fucking book. So fuck this bitch, and if you agree with a word that she has said about white people or dogs, unsubscribe immediately, because you are a cancer on this fucking planet. And I do feel way more compassionate about this than I have about my other videos. God.